It's been about a year since we buried this survival cache in the woods. Let's dig it up and see how well it did. All right guys, welcome back to the Pilot Patriot channel. Now about a year ago, we showed you how to build your own survival cache that you can put in a strategic location that you can go back to and dig up in the case of an emergency. If you haven't seen that video, I will link to it right here at the top of the screen, so make sure you go check that out. Now it's been about a year, maybe just over a year since we buried this, and I'm really eager to find out how well it fared over that length of time with the weather and everything else. So we're gonna dig it up and go through it and see just how well did we do packing that thing up. But before we do that guys, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell and give us a thumbs up. Now before we do this, I wanna clear up a few things. So I got a lot of comments on my first video that I did not bury this deep enough. Now you'll see in just a second how deep it is. It is not very deep, probably only 6 inches below the surface. And I had a lot of people saying that wasn't deep enough. It was either going to get uncovered by the weather or it would be easy to find and things like that. Now I just want to address a few of those things. If you're concerned that your cache is too easy to find by other people, you didn't do a good enough job hiding it. Now you do want to put it in a place that you can access, but you don't want to put it in a high traffic area. Don't put it behind your house or anything like that. You want it to be in a remote area that's not likely to be come across by any other people. Now, one other issue, I had several people tell me it needed to be at least 2 feet below the surface. Now, the problem that I see with that is if you are in a legitimate emergency situation, when you are on the run and your only option of survival is to get to your survival cache, the chances of you having a shovel with you are very slim. Now, if your survival cache is buried 2 feet in the ground and you don't have the tools needed to dig that deep, you're screwed. Your survival cache does nothing for you. So you do want it to be deep enough that it's not going to get uncovered over time or anything like that, but you don't want it so deep that you can't get to it. Now there is another option. So I have this small shovel here. One other option, and something I think I may do, I brought some camo spray paint with me. I'm going to spray paint this up, camouflage it real good, and I'm going to hide a shovel somewhere nearby, not right beside it, but somewhere nearby where I will remember where it is. That way, no matter how deep you go, you have a way to get to it. But let's just say I am not concerned about any other people coming across this area, and even if they did, I'm not concerned about them finding it. So I think the depth that I had it is good, and as you can see back here behind me, there is no way to tell where this is. It hasn't been uncovered by the weather or anything like that. If anything, it's more covered because of the pine needles and things falling down over time and continuing to cover it up even more. But I think that's enough talking, guys. Let's get to digging. Before we get back to the video, I want to talk to you guys about PilotPatriot.com. The world is in a fragile place right now, and with gas and food prices rising and a looming food crisis, now is the time to prepare for more instability in the future. Now, do you have enough emergency food on hand to get you through severe shortages? The fact is that most people don't, and that's why I recommend My Patriot Supply. They are America's largest emergency preparedness company. Their food lasts up to 25 years in storage, so when you need it, it'll be there. And if you act today, you can save $150 on their 3-month emergency food kit. You'll get 3 solid months of breakfast, lunch, dinners, drinks, and even snacks. So when emergencies and shortages happen, you won't go hungry when you have this emergency food. So go to prepwithpilotpatriot.com and save $150 on that 3-month emergency food kit. That's prepwithpilotpatriot.com and get your family's emergency food while you still can. Now, if you'll remember, I put this in an area with landmarks nearby that I would remember where it was. I also put this large rock on top. Now, this rock is not out of place. There are several like this in the general area, but I knew that if I found my way to this location with this rock, I'd be able to find it again. So let's go ahead and clear out the pine straw around this and start digging. All right, here we are. Now, if you remember, I put the entire thing inside of a contractor trash bag, actually 2 contractor trash bags. So we'll go ahead and open up this first one and expose the other one. Now, there's a little bit of condensation in here. So we'll see if we ended up with any water damage or anything like that. Pull that away to expose the lid. The ground is very wet. Had a lot of rain in our area lately. Now, the first thing I'm seeing is that we do have some water here in the lid. So water was able to penetrate through our contractor bag. But you'll remember that we also put this weather stripping tape around the lid. It's basically like tar. It's going to be pretty difficult to even get this off. I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut around the outside, and then I will reseal it once I relocate this thing. All right, let's see if we can get this lid off without dumping water into the inside off the lid. If you guys remember, this is a waterproof dog food container with a Gamma Seal lid. Oh, here we go. All right. All right, guys, now you can see this tape that I put on here is some really intense stuff. Had a hard time even getting into this thing. So if this was an emergency situation, I was on the run, it definitely took some time. Of course, I was able to get to it quickly, but getting into the lid was a challenge. Now let's see. Oh yeah, it looks perfectly dry on the inside, but I don't know if y'all can tell, but the inside is perfectly dry. Now let's see if we can get our contents out. There's our go bag. Seems like it's perfectly intact. It's not wet at all. We have our chest rig full of loaded magazines and everything. Everything is fine. Let's check these metal parts here. The knife, no rust or anything. Looks like it is perfectly preserved. Man, this is awesome, guys. Honestly, I don't know. I wasn't sure what to expect, but this is great. Have a sling in here. I don't remember what the sling is for. What do you guys think? And we have some tools in here that were vacuum sealed. Now, they're not vacuum sealed anymore, but I don't see any rust, any corrosion on here. Everything looks perfectly preserved. Always nice to have some tools. And then had several water bottles down here on the inside. They're not frozen or anything. The seals on them are still good. And there is no water in the bottom of our barrel. Now take a look down in here, guys, at just how much room we have. This is incredibly deep. We were able to fit a lot of stuff in there. Our water bottles are still good. The seals on them are good. No water down here in the bottom. Again, you can see our go bag here, just fine, no water at all. Our chest rig, no issues there. And our tools there had no corrosion or anything on them. So I am pleasantly surprised and very happy with how this turned out. Of course, it's only been a year, but I think if anything was gonna go wrong, it would have gone wrong in this amount of time. We did a great job of sealing this up. Now, I am gonna be relocating this, and I'll go through all the same procedures when I do that again. Now, again, there was some water on our lid. So the trash bags by themselves were not enough. And even though this lid does have a waterproof seal on it, I think that this flashing tape that we put on here was crucial for making sure that all of this stayed preserved and waterproof and everything like that. So guys, I could not be happier with these results. All right guys, so I think that was an awesome test. 1 year test, went well. Everything perfectly preserved exactly as it was when I put it away, which is fantastic. A little bit of an I told you so to the naysayers. Feels pretty good. So if you're looking to build yourself a survival cache like this for emergency situations, make sure you go back and check out our other video so you can see exactly how we did it. I'll have a full list and links to all the gear that we put inside of here in the description below, so make sure you check that out. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns or comments. Now I'm gonna go relocate this, and I have no doubt that it's gonna be good for another 5 or 10 years to come. So thanks for watching guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.